Consistent exhaustion despite getting what should be enough sleep. Unexplained weight changes, brain fog, mood swings, or developmental issues are not normal. But what if I told you that these seemingly unrelated traits all connect to one hidden root cause that most conventional providers completely miss? This root cause is HPA Axis dysfunction, an imbalance in the complex communication network between your hypothalamus, the pituitary, and the adrenal glands. Now, while you may have heard the oversimplified term of adrenal fatigue, the reality is much more complex and deeply connected to your nervous system's function. Now, the conventional approach often focuses in on managing individual signs, prescribing medications for anxiety, addressing sleep issues separately, or recommending generic lifestyle changes without identifying the underlying neurological imbalance causing these problems. Now, this fragmented approach rarely provides lasting relief because it fails to address the root cause. So in this video, it's for you, the exhausted adults who've tried everything to address their chronic fatigue, the stress-related traits, and hormonal imbalances, but continue to struggle. Now, if you've been told that your labs look normal despite feeling terrible, or if you've been prescribed medications that only mask your signs without providing real solutions, this information could be transformative. Because in this video, I'm going to reveal how the HPA axis, your body's stress command center, becomes dysregulated, and why this creates such wide-ranging symptoms, and most importantly, how addressing the underlying neurological imbalances can restore proper function. You're going to discover why the conventional medical approach often fails, and how neurologically focused care provides a pathway to sustainable healing by targeting the root cause rather than just managing symptoms and signs. Now, the statistics on stress-related health issues are staggering. So according to the American Psychological Association, when considering physical and emotional toll of increased stress, 49% of adults report their behavior has been negatively affected. And research from the Journal of Experimental Biology shows that maternal stress during pregnancy can cause HPA axis dysfunction in the fetus, potentially programming stress response systems for dysregulation later in life. And there's studies within Science Direct that have demonstrated that low HRV is often associated with HPA axis dysfunction and chronic cortisol release. But what's particularly concerning is that most conventional practitioners focus on individual traits, prescribing medications for anxiety and sleep aids for insomnia and acid blockers for digestive issues, rather than recognizing these as interconnected manifestations of HPA axis dysfunction. Now, this fragmented approach leaves many people caught in a cycle of multiple medications, providers, and continuing signs without ever addressing the underlying neurological imbalances at the root of their struggles. So let's first understand what the HPA axis is and why it's so important. So the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis is the complex communication network between three critical components of your hormonal or your endocrine system. Now, the hypothalamus is in your brain, the pituitary is at the base of your brain, and the adrenal glands are on top of your kidneys. Now, this axis serves as your body's primary command center for stress regulation, controlling everything from your energy levels and your metabolism to your mood, immune function, and your sleep patterns. Now, when it's functioning properly, this system helps you respond appropriately to stress, increasing the alertness, raising your blood sugar for quick energy, and modulating inflammation, but then returning to baseline once the stress passes. However, with chronic prolonged stress, whether physical, emotional, or environmental, this delicate balance can become disrupted, leading to various patterns of HPA axis dysfunction that conventional medicine often fails to recognize or address. So understanding this perfect storm of root causes that create HPA axis dysfunction is crucial. So this dysfunction within our HPA axis often begins early in life and often before birth. Research shows that maternal stress during pregnancy can cause HPA axis dysfunction in the developing fetus, so setting the stage for future health challenges. But birth trauma represents another significant trigger, particularly interventions such as forceps, vacuums, and C-sections, which can cause physical trauma to the delicate neurospinal system. Now, these early stressors create subluxation that disrupts proper communication between our brain and our body, including the endocrine system that governs the HPA axis. And then ongoing stressors that can contribute to HPA axis dysfunction include chronic psychological stress, sleep disruptions, environmental toxins, inflammation from food sensitivities or gut dysbiosis, as well as undiagnosed infections and even certain medications. So the wide range of signs associated with HPA axis dysfunction often seems unrelated, leading to fragmented care approaches that address each sign in isolation. Now, the physical signs include persistent fatigue, not relieved by sleep, disrupted sleep patterns, unexplained weight changes, weakened immune function, digestive issues, blood pressure changes, dizziness upon standing, and cravings for salt and sugar. The cognitive emotional signs include things like brain fog and memory problems, or decreased mood and irritability, or poor stress tolerance, and feeling wired but tired, especially at night. Now, hormonally, they manifest as menstrual irregularities, low libido, fertility challenges, thyroid dysfunction, and blood sugar regulation issues. Now, the neurological focus approach to healing HPA axis dysfunction is unlike conventional approaches that focus on managing traits. However, neurologically focused chiropractic care addresses the underlying communication pathways between the nervous system and the HPA axis. So, using the advanced insight scans, including the neurothermal, the neurospinal EMG, and heart rate variability, we can identify specific patterns of neurological dysfunction contributing to HPA axis imbalance. Now, this comprehensive assessment allows us to create customized care plans that address your unique root changes rather than using a one-size-fits-all approach. But when combined with supportive strategies for recovery, this approach provides the foundation for sustainable healing and for resilience. Parents, I want you to check the link within our bio to be able to learn more about healing HPA axis dysfunction naturally.